Okay. Can everyone see that? All right. Cool. Okay, so today we're just going to talk a little bit about Paryushan and then basically like answer some questions. Feel free to like respond in the chat or like unmute and say something as well. But yeah, okay. So what is Paryushan? Paryushan is like basically a time where we try to like get closer to our souls. Also Das Lakshan is the same thing. And so like in order to make the most of it, I wanted to ask everyone some questions to think about how we get to that point. So the first question that I wanted to like pose and have you all think about is how has version changed for you through the years? So like if you think back to like when you were a kid, like what did version look like for you then? Then like when you went to high school, how did that change? And then when you went to college or like when you're working, how has it changed then? So I guess like for me, when I went to high school, I think it was a little bit harder because I had a lot more homework and like school for me always started in like the middle of August. So vacation was always like during school. And then for college, it was like kind of the same thing where vacation started like during college. Um, so like before that, I think I was able to do like a little more thup, like ekashnas and upvases, but like after that, that kind of changed. So that kind of like put me at a in a way where like I had to think about like other things, like whether it was reading something or learning something or like being more conscious of like certain things that I'm eating or walking, like where I'm walking or what types of activities I'm doing. So yeah, if anyone else has anything they wanted to say about this in the chat or like unmute and talk about, you totally can. I'll give you guys like 10 seconds, and if no one says anything, we'll move on to the next question.
I think it's really similar for me as like you said, Bhuvni, where it's like when I was growing up and at home, it was different and much easier. I was able to go to the theater every night, all of that. But then once I got into college, a lot harder to do that. I lived a lot further and I didn't have a car. And this is my first year working and doing creation. So I think it's also going to look different. And I'm not fully sure how much different it's going to look yet. But yeah.
Awesome.
I agree. I think I've been able to like adapt small things that I've been doing. I think I've learned a lot from just like my YJA peers about different things that they've been doing. I know someone like a few years ago mentioned like not listening to music during creation. So that's something that I've like implemented the past couple of years. I think just like being able to adapt to like the lifestyle, right? Whether that was in college, and now it's also my first year working, so I'm trying to find like other ways that I can um like implement like different small things to improve the way that I do creation every year.
Awesome. Right. We can go to the next thing. So, the way I wanted to do this exercise is if you have like a notes app on your phone or a piece of paper next to you, I'm just gonna give you like 30 seconds to write out like things you've done during Paryushan in the past. So that could be like an ikashnu, a biasnu, or like taking like stepping away from like doing stuff, even like giving up social media or like Nishi was saying like not listening to music or not eating ice cream or like just focusing on being more respectful to the people around you. So I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to do that. Okay. And then I wanted to ask, from those things that you've done in the past, what did you like feel like you got the most value out of? So I guess like for me, the year that I gave up social media, it I felt like it really had an impact on like how much I was able to focus on. I would try to like when I opened my phone, I would like put it down more quickly and then focus on doing other things like helping my mom with something or like reading something else that was more Jainism related or something like that. Um, does anyone have anything they wanted to share? Okay, cool. And then the next thing I wanted to ask is like based on those things that you have done in the past and like the value that you got out of them. I wanted to ask you all to think a little bit critically about what areas you would want to focus on this year. So whether that's like specific values, like one of them for me is like compassion. So being more mindful of like the way I speak to like my family, or people at work, or like education. Like I want to try to read some more Jane texts this year that I haven't read before, so that I can improve my knowledge in that area. And then another thing that I kind of want to focus on this year is like decreasing the amount of things that I have. So I think one day during Paryushan, I'm going to try to dedicate to like taking out a bunch of clothes that I want to donate or like objects that I have in my room that I don't really use or that I like want to give to other people so they can get um advantage out of that. So um yeah, if there's anything anyone wants to share on that, feel free to put it in the chat or say it out loud.
I would say for me, just focus, I guess, being more focused and intentional, of my actions. And like, I think that kind of goes with social media use too. I think I've been using it a lot more recently. But I've also, when I started work, I'm not allowed to actually have my phone by my desk. And I've noticed like how much more peace that brings me during the workday. But I want to kind of incorporate that more into daily life and using that less. And just like not, scrolling as much. So just kind of being more intentional of what I'm doing.
Oh, sorry, was there anything else? Okay, I'm seeing some in the chat. Learning more sutras, building a meditation practice. Yeah, I totally feel that. I feel like my focus these days is so terrible and can definitely cause unnecessary violence when you're not focused. So that's amazing. Want to focus on controlling distractions, social media, and other things that I used to fill my time rather than spending time doing something else. Focusing on limiting material things, also how to set an example for my children to learn about Jainism and not focus on Kriya. Yeah, I think that's a difficult one, especially because when you go to the temple during version, a lot of times you're doing a lot of like puja and pujans and stuff like that. So definitely focusing on that other part um is really cool. I want to focus on letting go of everyday distractions like social media. Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, so I guess that next part was like taking those specific things you wanted to focus on. Okay. Um that year and then like converting them into actions, which I think you all did while you were putting stuff in the chat. So awesome. Also, I want to spend time this version reflecting on the year and what I'm asking forgiveness for. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, okay. Well, that was a little exercise I wanted to do with you all. Definitely like keep iterating on it. There's like we're only on the second day. There's 6 more days of like things you can do. And they don't have to be big and they don't have to be tough. I think that's something that I wanted to emphasize because that is like really amazing, but not everyone's body is able to do it. And it can be really difficult with the other things that we all have going on in our lives currently. Not to say that you can't do it in the future or you can't do it now, but thinking about those other things is also super important. But yeah, so thank you so much. And Michhami Dukkadam if I said anything wrong, but yes. I hope you all got something from that and can take it forward over the next couple days and also through Das Lakshan as well.